That is how almost every GA card is to me. Like, it's a long name, and I just pick whatever the easiest part is to say.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What was that card called? Yeah, no Polcock support.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's weird. I don't. They allowed Vanitas to be meta. They allowed Nico to be meta. What's my boy doing? Hey everyone, welcome back to the Team True podcast at Grand Archive TCG podcast. I am your host Isaac. Joining with me is my co-host Caben. Today we got some AMBa Alter to talk about.
But first, what's your favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit to eat or drink?
To eat.
Like if I was gonna juice it, like orange juice. Yeah, that's the best.
Sure.
But just to eat raw. I don't know, like strawberries are really good.
My favorite raw fruit is probably apples.
Okay.
Just the crunch, you know?
Yeah.
The first bite of an apple is peak.
Mm-hmm.
And it does kind of go all downhill after that,
does.
honestly.
Pears are good.
Pears? Oh, that's
I used to, not an uncle anymore, but they used to have a tree in their yard. I won't dive into that. But they used to have a tree in the yard, and they used to have a pear tree in the yard.
Yeah.
And they used to give us like fresh pears. Those are really good.
Yeah.
There you go, pears. Tomatoes are good.
Yeah. Have you seen the skit about like a wife tells the husband to pick up some like fruit, you know, like berries or apples for snacking, obviously, and the husband comes back with tomatoes and the wife's mad? No, it's not a skit. It's Stardew Valley. That's what I'm remembering. It's Demetrius brings back Robin fruit.
Whoa. Was there a reason for this?
Oh, no, it was just an icebreaker.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get to know you better.
Okay.
You know? Anyways, so...
New setup.
New setup, yes.
I don't know if you noticed. We have a TV now. We have
phone.
We have 3/4 of a TV to show off.
Yeah. You guys can't see it, but we marked on the TV where y'all can see. So hopefully if we ever talk about a card that's up here or tournament info or something, y'all will actually be able to see it.
Yeah.
And if you're a podcaster that is a true podcaster and not looking at us, which is good for you, we'll still talk about everything and read card effects online and stuff out loud and stuff. So you don't have to actually watch the podcast, but little visual aesthetic for you.
Yeah, and this is our first week with AMBa Alter. Sorry, weekend with AMBa Alter. Released 2 days ago.
Yeah, so because podcast goes up Wednesday. AMBa Alter released last Friday. And there were a few events actually. So before we start talking about a lot of the cards, I want to cover some of the events because basically, spoiler alert, Snape dies.
Oh, gosh dang it.
It's not true though. It's not true. Snape kills. That's the real one. Spoiler alert. Yeah, there is not many new cards in these top placing lists. As far as I could see, there is literally only one card from AMBa Alter that topped in the 4 events that happened. There was 3 regionals, including one of them an online regionals, and then we had the online league for Yeti was Thursday, not Friday, but it shows that it was on Friday. And so I was counting that as one of the events, but that's not true. So if I look at just regionals...
Why am I looking up there? I have...
So if I look at just regionals, there was the Good Games Town Hall in New Zealand. There was the Core TCG one and the Elusive Webcam Regional. All 3 of these events were done with AMBa Alter being legal. And throughout all 3 of these events, as long as I looked at the stuff correctly, which I believe I did, only one card from AMBa Alter made a top placement.
Wow.
Do you know what that card is? Do you have a guess as to what that card is?
Well, okay, of the good cards, that's how I put it. Like, I think there's like a subset of like good cards that are new. I feel like there's Blinding Lapse. There was... I mean, I don't see a Terra topping here. It doesn't look like
there is a Terra. No, that was the Yeti event.
Okay,
or not the Yeti event, the online legal event.
So I don't see a Terra deck here, so I'm not going to think it's Feast.
Banquet. Banquet's a cool card.
Okay, Banquet
is a strong card. I think. Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm trying to guess the cards that they're right here.
Yep.
So there's Blinding Lapse. Maybe that card. Maybe that card. I don't know if there was a Jin. Torching Reach. I mean, I'm just gonna say Blinding Lapse because it was like the card that we think is the strongest when we were talking about stuff earlier.
It was Blinding Lapse.
Nice.
So it was featured in the sideboard of, I have this written down. Blinding Lapse was in the sideboard of a Siryu deck piloted by Sano, who took it to a store champ win and a regionals top cut in the same day. Now, maybe that's actually incorrect because maybe Fractal of Insight is showing weird dates because, like I said, the Yeti was definitely on Thursday, but it's showing that it's on Friday on Fractal. But so maybe it was like regionals one day and then store champ the next. A lot of places do that. The Michigan regionals, good segue real quick for a second. Michigan regionals is this weekend. Tickets are on our website, truechampiongaming.com. And there will be a store champ in the same store that the regionals is being hosted in the day after regionals. So come out Saturday 2/7. It's not on there. 2/8.
It's the 7th.
It's the 7th.
Yeah.
Saturday the 7th. We'll have a regionals being hosted in AFK Gaming. It is being hosted by True Champion Gaming by us, me and Isaac. So we will not be playing. The store championship is being hosted by AFK, the same place that the venue is in. So we will be playing in that one. True Champion Gaming does not host a store champ. But yeah, so we have 1K cash guaranteed, which is crazy. Which also might be really good for the attendees this time because since it's winter, there is a low ticket sales
35
so far. 35 is crazy. Our most recent regionals have been pushing over 80, close to 100.
I think we almost had 90 or 90 something. At least.
So we are at a pretty low attendance right now, which is pretty great for the players for a 1K cash pool. Makes it better odds for you.
Yeah, last time we didn't make, because we 100 players will do 2K.
Yes.
And last time we did not make the 2K, but we did bump up the pricing to 1.5K.
Yeah, because we were just a little short of the 2K mark, but we wanted to still, we always try to make the event really good.
Yeah.
I feel like I have not at least personally heard of anyone ever complaining about pricing from our event. We always try to do really good pricing. We always try to do a ton of giveaways and just like a bunch of stuff like that. So, it is winter. Unfortunately, there is a lot of snow in Michigan, but hopefully it should be good weather that weekend. Hopefully everyone can come out, get some Sapphire packs, dude. Sapphire packs are in demand this season as always. And so there's an entry binder, which I know people love. And then, the 1K cash, all that kind of stuff. We can skip all the plugging right now, but definitely go check out and get a ticket to the Michigan Online Regionals or to the Michigan in-person Regionals. And if you want to make a whole weekend out of it, do the store champ on Sunday.
Yeah. And the weekend after that.
And then the weekend after that is the Michigan Online Regionals.
Or not Michigan, but just the NA Online League.
The True Champion Gaming NA Online League. Online webcam regionals. Yeah. There's the ticket available on our website as well. So, and there might be a new tab coming to the True Champion Gaming website somewhat soon. .tm.
You can't see those tabs at the top?
No.
So don't worry about it.
But we might have a new section coming to the website soon-ish. No date at all picked out yet.
Perfect. So if you're looking forward to that, wait.
So get hype for that. But yeah, so I just thought that was funny that Blinding Lapse was the only top placing card. Oh, and it was in the sideboard. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So Sano, if you're watching this podcast, comment. Let us know if you even used that card, how good it felt, or if it was just more experimental since it was just a regionals and a new card and all that kind of stuff. Because that's what I would have done. If I was playing Siryu, I would have definitely thrown some in the side.
There's
just to see how it felt.
I just looked now. I haven't looked at any of these tournaments.
Yeah.
There's a Water Merlin. You guys can't see part of it. You can kind of see a little bit of it, but
this player has frequently topped or won the California events with this type of list. He's just been on a tear with Water Merlin throughout.
I'm not gonna.
I don't know how to say the Omni name. But yeah, it's been throughout multiple metas and stuff too.
I can't say that.
There's nothing like new or crazy in the list.
No, it's just
it's just Water Merlin.
It's really just basic Water Merlin.
Yeah, but he dominates California with this. Yeah. So I don't know if they don't travel or something like that to like the Ascents or something. Because I know we haven't really seen Water Merlin get a placement in an Ascent for quite a while now. But yeah, the The regionals overall looked like pretty spread. Again, there wasn't much representation with new cards in it, so it really just felt like kind of London meta where we saw many CLs, Shadow Strikes, Sirius, Water Diana, Fractals is getting much more represented.
Right. There was a lot of Fractal players in some events.
Yeah, one of the regionals, because most of the regionals had like really spread top placements. One of the regionals had like 2 Fractals in top 8, so represent Fractal Squad, gang.
Yeah, this was yikes. This one,
I don't even know what that means, so hopefully nothing too bad.
Yeah, second place at this one. This is the Good Games Town Hall over in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this one had Water Gembu, Water Fractals, Water Aetherwing. It's really cool to see how much water has just exploded in the meta after just being only fire and like a decent chunk of wind and then a large chunk of wind.
Yeah.
Like, now
I literally for London did not run Water Resonance Bubble because I was like, maybe I'll see a Genbu, but that's a big maybe. And then there ended up winning the event. And I was like, maybe I'll see a Water Aethering. Like 1 or 2 in my whole run. So I was like, it's just not worth the space. And like now, like obviously we did the deck profile on YouTube. You guys can go check that if you want to get an updated Fractals, deep dive. And people have been asking me like, what would you change post London from this deck profile? And I'm like, literally just fitting in Water Resonance Bobble. Like that's kind of it. Maybe going up another Frostworn. I only ran 2 Frostworn, and it was honestly because I was just like terrified of Topsy Decree, because playing a Frostworn and having them Topsy you after you've committed to the Frostworn already, like really hurt. It was like backbreaking. But I think we put 20 plus Topsies into decks for our gauntlet for testing. And so like, I think we might've just like focused on that card too much. And so seeing how the meta actually is now, I would probably go up a Frostworn and then fit in the Water Bobble somehow. I don't know how you make the space for it.
Yeah, because you had problems initially with Sideboard in the first place.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. Which I will say there's a lot less Tristan.
There is a lot less Tristan. So that has been one of my thoughts, just cutting the Stolen Chances.
Yeah.
It's just so tricky though, because Stolen Chance in Fractals just feels so amazing, because like you almost always have that one reserve to pay for it without like messing up your like tempo and stuff. And then like it just filters you through your deck even more, which is just like so good. So it feels amazing in that deck against Tristan. So it's like really hard to cut. But realistically, given the meta shares that we're seeing nowadays, it probably is cut Stolen Chances, put in, I guess you could keep 1 Stolen Chance, cut 3 of them for a Water Bobble.
Or do you run 4?
I'm on 4.
Oh,
yeah.
Also with this weekend though, it's also the first weekend we had the Nico Proxia card here.
And boy, did we see Nico.
Did we?
I mean, there was like 2 or 3 lists.
Oh, okay.
If you also count this
one,
online league event.
This one in 402.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here, 402. So part of this, the top part is getting cut off, but essentially it's Spirit, Nico 1 and 2, Backup Charger, Enfeebling Orb, Safeguard Amulets, Smoke Bombs, Terraforming, Looking Glass, and then the Nico stuff, which is Magebane Lash. I never actually looked at what this card is called.
Sable Mare.
Warden's Grip. And then Temptation's Fate.
Yep. Facade?
Oh, it's not Fate? Oh, yeah.
Facade, I
Might be
think.
Facade, yeah. Gosh, I've never read any of the Nico cards. But it's Water Nico.
Okay.
Which they're playing the Looking Glass and they go Unmake Duality, get a couple draws from that, but then also doing the Reckoning's Wake to get some really good mills. You can set up your mills really easily and make sure you're hitting what you want to hit. It's like an Idle Thoughts, and mill decks were running Idle Thoughts. You have a statement, sir, or question.
I didn't mean to like. I'm trying to find it because this list is cool. This was the first Nico list that I saw.
Okay,
and I was like, oh, Nico's back. Very neat, very cool list. And then I saw this one. So this is from the Core TCG regionals. Number 10. It says it's Water Allies Mill Nico. Now that was interesting to me, but once you actually click on it, extremely similar material deck to the other one. But there's a really cool engine in here that I want to discuss. And it's Korhazi Trapper, Undeniable Truth, Conniving Plans, and Slice and Dice.
Yeah.
So Also, like Tweedledee is working really well here, and like Will to Save as well. Like there's this gigantic like sack and ally and also like prep counter engine.
Yeah.
So like you can do Library Witch, Liminal Guide. Water already has Primordial Ritual,
Yep.
and so like getting Liminal Guide Primrit is a gigantic play for water decks. Like I used to run Water CL for a bit there, and opening up Primordial Ritual and Liminal Guide was one of the absolute strongest opens. Like it was unreal how good it was. And so this deck list also running Undeniable Truth just means that if you open up a Liminal Guide, you are twice as likely to like start a good start.
Yeah.
Obviously Primrit is like a little bit better because you have like a more high roll cap that you can hit.
Sure.
Like Undeniable Truth is still very good though. Anyways, so you have like Primrit, Undeniable Truth to try to hit like witches, liminal guides. This list is very interesting. I might actually do like just a deck profile before I like spend 20 minutes on the podcast. Maybe we'll just do a deck profile talking about this list.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot here that's like new, but also like this all makes sense. Like as like a veteran player, I can look at this list and be like, oh, this is a really good idea. I can see all the synergies. I can see how smooth this probably feels. Like the ratios all look like correct already. But I could see how someone like looks at this list and like is just like, well, this looks weird, you know, like because it is a weird deck. I mean, it's a very cool deck.
We've seen people try to do slice and dice in water before with like Claymore.
Yeah,
because if you're able to get the preparation counters, then you can just hit for a lot of damage.
Yeah,
this is doing it with Mage Bane Lash because Mage Bane Lash is going to get bigger every single time you get the whip counters.
Well, and with Sable Mare, you can get the Lash counters a lot easier now because Sable Mare you pay X plus 3 to generate that Icebound Slam and then get the Lash counters. Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably honestly just do a deck profile. I'm kind of like deciding that on the spot.
And I was like, is there a new horse you're talking about? But
oh, yeah. Sable Mur?
Warden's Grip.
Warden's Grip.
It's Warden's Grip. That is what that one is.
That
one's Grip.
That is how almost every GA card is to me. Like, it's a long name, and I just pick whatever the easiest part is to say, because... yeah, there's been a lot of complicated card names in GA, but this is just like a really cool deck list. I really enjoy it. I'm almost surprised to not see the new AMBa altar card in it though. The one that is like a 4-drop 1/4 taunt, and once per turn you can stop damage to it. Because imagine getting that guy out, and then also this Kortazi Trapper that like you have multiple instances of prep counters for, and you could just kind of establish a lock, honestly, because it's going to be okay, or 1/3, not 1/4. But it's like, okay, swing into it. All right, sure, use the effect, like protect it. Okay, swing into it again. Okay, Kortazi Trapper that. Okay, swing into it again. Okay, well, you spent your whole turn to clear it, or if you didn't
Storm of Thorns,
3 swing, Storm of Thorns, goodness. there's like, so that might be really interesting. It's a 4 cost, so that's what I kind of don't like about AMBa Altar. Switching topics right now is that it feels like some of the most interesting cards in here are 4 costs, and like it really feels like
just expensive cards in the first place.
4 costs. We've talked about it before. The jump from 3 to 4 is gigantic because in this game your hand is your mana, and so like you basically have a mana pool of like 7 to 8 most turns, because you start the game with 7 cards. Most turns you're playing a card, which is reducing your hand size, and also drawing a card at the start of your turn, which is replenishing it. So obviously, like, you lose cards leveling up, you gain cards by drawing, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, hand size changes, but on average, your hand size is about 7 to 8 most of the time. And so using a card from hand and paying the reserve cost of 3 means that you should be able to follow up with like a 2 cost or something. And so that's why you see the most common cards being played are 3 cost and 2 cost, because you can essentially usually play 2 cards per turn. If you make a card cost 4 to a new player for Grand Archive, that might not seem like that big of a deal because it's just 1 more than 3. But you're using a card from hand and also paying 4 other ones. Now you're taking 5 cards out of your 7 or 8 card hand, which means that it's a lot harder to follow up with more effects, and like things like even Backup Charger and like all these like Sable Mare itself and stuff. Like so many cards will be like from the Regalia deck, like pay 3, get this effect, and et cetera. Purifying Thurible, all this kind of stuff. So it's like you really have to have these specific numbers to like do everything.
Yeah, holding up 3 in hand is what you're looking for. Yeah. So if you can get your deck to consistently hold up 3 in hand, then you still have plays to interact with your opponent. Yeah. Or save your stuff or whatever, right? I mean, Don't worry, we did get some 2 costs though. I know you were worried about that because we did get a herd of the hearth.
This card's cool.
I mentioned it before, and you go, I don't know why they keep doing horse support.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit better than just horse support, but yeah, it's still pretty rough.
Yeah, and one of the beast allies get +1 attack until end of turn, +1 power.
It's like a weird inspiring call.
Yeah, inspiring call that's only slow,
and it's float instead of drawing a card, which is definitely worse.
And then if you have horses, you get a hasty messenger
effect, which is cool.
Yeah,
but kind of only relevant if you have multiple horses.
Yeah, like you have to have at least 2 bare minimum 2 horses.
Yeah, which like Brisk Windtrotter is the best horse, and you can't run it with this.
Yeah, this you get what's it called? Red hair.
Red hair.
So you get the effect twice, which is kind of cool.
And you get the flash fire horse.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also get Shadow Mare if you want it.
What's Shadow Mare?
It's a 3 cost 2/2 with True Sight.
Oh, Norm.
You also get Blitz. Yeah. You also get the Blitz Charger. What's it called? Is that called? Everyone have to look this card up. It's the 3-drop 3/1 horse, right?
Yeah. That sounds familiar, but also not,
Blitz Charger. You guys can't see it. You only see the bottom half of it, but that's it. It's a 3-drop 3/1 horse.
Okay. That's terrible. But yeah, so just to wrap up the event discussion, it's a couple of cool new decks like Nico, basically, but not even because of AMBa Alter, really because of the Proxy Assault card, which came as a surprise for sure.
Yeah. No Polcock support.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's weird. I don't. They allowed Vanitas to be meta. They allowed Nico to be meta. What's my boy doing? I know actually there has been some like day 2s with Fire Aggro Polcock, but maybe a little bit more. Maybe we get some we can activate from main for him. Just saying.
Yeah, Vanitas can activate their level 3 in main.
Yeah,
Nico has a Regalia.
Let him materialize a bullet.
Ooh,
because then you can go, okay, I'll materialize a gun, because he doesn't get anything. You have to go level 1 Polhawk into an ally into level 2, and then once you're, I guess level 1 at the very least you could materialize a bullet out instead, and then go into level 2. Which level 2 ranger reactions cost 1 less? Is that right?
I don't know. It's a fake card. Let's be real. But yeah, I think that basically covers the events this past weekend. Granted, the set just released, and there were more USA players at London than I thought there would be.
There was a lot. Yeah.
And so I don't think I was imagining a bigger pool of players would have the full Alter spoilers and not have to worry about this current season and start prepping for the next season.
Yeah.
But I don't think as many people did that. So I think we're probably going to see people brewing a lot more recently with these cards. And so it might take a few weeks to actually see some really innovative new cards or new decks. So let's go ahead and jump more into this because I think we've covered the events. I've got another pop quiz for you, which you might know because I sent it into our
strawberries. Sorry. I didn't look at. No, I didn't. Honestly, you sent something content. I was like, we'll get to it later.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I was kind of hoping you would do that. What do you think were the most played cards? It was a tie. What was the most played cards from AMBa Alter so far?
Oh, from AMBa Alter.
Yeah, from AMBa Alter, just most played.
Well,
in events, I should say, because I pulled this info from Fractal of Insight.
You said one deck played Blinding Labs?
Yeah, well, no, I said one deck topped with Blinding Labs.
Oh, okay.
This is just
I hope Torching Reach, because that's a card I want to talk about next.
Okay. Is that your guess?
Well, it's one of them. You said cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, why am I looking up there? I'm like, there's no reason for me to do that. I can also bring this to my lap. Hey, look at that. It's crazy. It's a laptop. Sing in the Mind. That's not being played, unfortunately. I don't think there's that many Jin. Maybe there was. Restoring Embers would be a cool one. Nature's Insight, Reveal, a card from memory. This is a cool card that I wish just always cost 2 no matter what in Terra. And it wasn't a mage class one, because then I could just play some Crawl. And then Magnificent Banquet. Gosh, I hope it was played. Lunging, Evoking Winds. This seems like a decent card, actually.
This is a very interesting card.
Yeah. Nope. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know how much Wind Ally stuff was happening. What is this? Oh. No. Maybe, probably not. Probably yes. Okay, I'm gonna say Blinding Laps for sure.
So Blinding Laps and the Ranger card. Those are your guesses?
Yeah, I'm gonna do those two.
Both incorrect. The
gosh.
most the most I mean, honestly though, like that is probably what I would have guessed as well.
Yeah.
The most played cards from AMB Alter at the time of recording this podcast, not the time of the podcast going live, were Banquet and Restoring Embers.
It was Restoring.
So people
crazy.
really digging the recover cards.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, like I looked at Restoring Embers, and this is, you know, a 4 cost, but actually can get cost reduction. So that's incredibly relevant. But this one's a very interesting one because I think the first thing that people think of when they look at Restoring Embers is Fire Aggro Dao-Chen, right? Because the whole point of Fire Aggro Dao-Chen is to get to 4 or less influence. That's how you use your Fire Bloom Flourish. So this card recovering you and then replacing itself if your influence is 4 or less as a fire card kind of just makes sense, right?
You know, but it's probably what you're about to tell me was played in Fire Aggro or Fire mid-range Pullhawk, right?
I have no idea what decks it was played in. I didn't look at the decks that each person was playing. I only looked at the stats of each card.
I think about this card and Torching Reach and Creative Shock, and you do like a Fire Ranger thing where you're like cycling cards and like surviving.
Ooh, we're cooking.
I like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. But no, like that is where I was going to go with this is like I've been building some decks recently that are like Increasing Danger, Creative Shock, Cremation Ritual, and then like doesn't use the graveyard. Like obviously like Fire Fractals with Dao-Chen and Fire Bloom Flourish, you still are running like Gloating Conflagration. Like you have Kindle, you have Dazzling Courtesan, right? You have like these like things that you want to use your graveyard for, but like level 3 decks don't necessarily use their graveyard all the time. And even and the nice thing is this is not banish 4 fire and then get this effect. It's just Kindle 4. You can do 0, you can do 4, you can do 2. And so like if you did use a creative and a cremation, cool. You can heal 4 for 2 at fast speed, which is pretty darn good, and then hopefully replace itself. That's, I think, like the biggest inhibitor is 4 or less is pretty hard for most decks to get to. But yeah, this could be an interesting like turbo with Diana after using Torching and you know, if you're 3 influence because you Dungeon Guide or something like that. Very interesting.
I also like that it's at if you have 2 fire cards in your graveyard. This is the same thing as Restorative Flame. It costs 2 and will restore 4.
That's funny.
Although it has a possibility of
replacing itself. Yeah.
So interesting in that aspect. I don't know how relevant, because honestly, when I played against, every single time I've played against Suzaku, and they're using, that's usually when I see Restorative Flame. They usually only have 1 or 2 in there.
Yeah.
So then you're getting a 2 cost heal 1. In that case, if you have 1 or 2 in there, this is a 3 cost heal 4 no matter what.
And it could be a 0 cost in that deck, which is really relevant because they could just be like okay, pass. If you attempt to kill me, I'll use my graveyard. If you don't attempt to kill me and you play more defensive, I won't use this card, and then I'll just go to my turn and I'll Kindle for aggressive cards instead.
Yeah, it's also really cool to go like really low on influence and then go, okay, I have 4 fire cards in my graveyard, pass, because I went Rococo, like down to like no influence, and then go pass, and then go, okay, I'll try to kill you, I'll recover, go to my turn, that replaces itself, and I'll go for the final kill on this turn.
Yeah, it is interesting because I think I've looked at these cards a few times now, like spread out like throughout the weeks and stuff, and every single time I kind of like change how I feel about these. You know, like I definitely the
Banquet
Banquet and Torching Reach, Scarlet Tassel, and Blinding Lapse. Those were the only cards that initially impressed me. Everything else I felt like was pretty rough. Didn't really think that I'd see any competitive play. But, you know, like now that we're talking about Restoring Embers and such more, that card is definitely very interesting. Lunge of Evoking Winds. This is a very weird card to me because I feel like this should be fire. I feel like it should be a on hit reveal up to 2 fire element cards and then blah, blah, blah. Because like that,
I feel like it should be a cleric card. Because cleric has stuff with memory and bringing cards back to hand. I feel like I feel like this should be like a cleric card and not and I don't know, maybe it's a deal 1, and if you dealt damage to your opponent, like a spell or something like that. Almost.
Sure.
Because it's a very odd card, but it's funny. I don't know if we've seen, did DTR or PTM have any full win synergy?
Yes.
What cards?
I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'm pretty darn sure there was
Okay.
some wind element synergy
Okay.
in a few different cards.
Okay. Well, this is the first time we've had in a long time with memory, dealing with your memory.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know when the last time we had one dealing specifically with cards of memory. There was MRC with Windblast Hurricane Farm. There's, of course, still MRC with Windmill Engineer. And then, of course, you had Veiling before that and all that jazz.
So this is the most, I guess it's not shocking that it's in wind instead of like fire. But the most similar card that this is to is Wind Cutter.
Yes.
So Wind Cutter is a DOA card that really hasn't seen any play. I have 2 first ed alt art foils because I'm convinced that one day I'll use them. But that is a 2-cost, 1 attack, very similar to this, where you will at random reveal a card in your memory. If it's a Wind Cutter goes back into the memory.
Yeah.
So it's
and class bonus gets +1 more
class
power.
bonus plus 1 more attack. Yeah. So it can be a 1 or 2 power damage card that didn't cost you anything to use outside of tempo. Obviously, it can be shut down by Mirror, same as this card, Nullify Mirror. But different type of resource here. So this one is allowing you to get your tempo back. The biggest downside of Wind Cutter is that you're paying 2 for it. It has to be the first thing that you're doing in a turn. Otherwise, you're going to risk not revealing a random wind card. But this one's allowing you to get that tempo back. So it's a 0-cost attack that replaces itself with floating memory. So, and this is a Djinn bonus specifically.
Yeah, and well, which is a cool part of it because the Djinn bonus matters a lot here because
it does.
Instead of just being a 1 power, when you're Djinn level 1, it's going to be technically 2 power because you're going to give hopefully an animal or human or horse or human.
Yes.
+1 power as well, and then of course level 2 gets to attack again after you attack. So it's like it definitely has playability in that kind of
for sure
aspect.
And there's that card up there if you want to scroll down a little bit. Insurgent's Fang. Wow, I got real close to the mic for that. Polearm attack cards you activate, enter the intent with +2. So now you're talking about a 3. If you have this out, you could play this, and then if you have the resources for it, because again, 4 cost is kind of hard to play 2 cost as a follow-up sometimes, but you could do that card, get the influence back, the 2 cards that you put down to do a Veiling Breeze on your opponent's turn or something. Very relevant there.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 damage coming in for 0 again, if you will. So that is replacing itself with floating memory. So there's definitely like some pretty good synergies there. And I think Lunge of Evoking Winds is a much better card than I initially thought it was. And I could see it actually seeing competitive play.
Yeah. And, it's also maybe we'll start seeing some Razor Guild Djinn.
That'd be crazy. I don't think so, but that's a very funny thought. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Is that line on my television? Oh, no, it's on the...
Is it on the card? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
It'd be funny if the AMBa altar cards actually come with a line like on them. And we actually got another polearm here, which is also another floating memory. It works. I didn't realize this was also polearm because it works well with the Insurgent's Fang.
Insurgent's Fang is a card that is going to actually change how deck lists are built for Djinn, or like not at all. Like this isn't a card that just like gets slotted in, right?
It's
like
also
this
that 4 cost.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this type of card isn't just like this is good Djinn support, I'm going to add a place out of it into my Djinn decks that I have built. Like this card will dramatically change how you build decks because it obviously synergizes directly with polearm attacks. Yeah. And frankly, there are like a lot of polearm attack cards. There's more than you would think there are. And they all are just a little sucky, And so but with some synergy like this, maybe you do see... What's up?
No, you keep going.
Maybe you do see more, because there's also... What's up?
Honestly, this is kind of sick because all I'm thinking about now is that you can play Djinn allies because you could play this. You can play Sunset still.
Yeah.
You can play this horse that's going to get out Hwaji.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have all the polearm synergy stuff. And this is another unique human warrior ally that can use Hwaji. And then you're using polearm attack cards to get them +2 to that.
100%. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm saying. Like this kind of new support is going to like shift how Djinn is played.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you're gonna see Insurgent's Fang just slotted into the Exia Djinn list that we've been seeing. I think it might go back to there was like around CNETs last year, there was a Wind Jin that did not run Mech Exia at all. It was it was a very low Exia count, but it was a little bit more ally based and such. And I think that might be like kind of maybe one of the more popular ways to build Jin going forward. And then on the other hand, though, Scarlet Tassel is the one card that is just like, slot this into the old Exia list that we've been seeing. Go back to QSG, the good old Jin Regalia, the classic. Run this and protect your Exia win con a little bit more. Whereas, like it'll just be very. I think Jin is given a lot of room with this set. He's given a couple of cards that when I first saw this stream, I was like, Scarlet Tassel is the only good Jin card from this whole set.
Sure.
And I'm just disregarding the rest. And then like the original stream when these cards were revealed.
Yeah.
And now that I like look at these cards a little bit more and I look at the old Jin cards, the polearm attacks and everything like that, I'm wondering if there could be, like Jin allies and such, like as a real reason to play Jin allies over any of the other ally options. Because the reality is like we live in a day and age with Grand Archive where there are a lot of different ways to build an allies deck. There is an overwhelming amount of ways to build an allies deck. It used to be, you're playing allies, are you on Tony or Lorraine?
Yeah.
And if you weren't on those two, like Duck Hat's one with Water Assassin Xander allies, right?
Yeah.
Like that was like the most like fringe option. But other than that, it was just Tony or Lorraine. But nowadays you can play pretty much any champ and have a reason to do it. Is it the best reason? Is it the best deck and format? Maybe not, but there's a reason to do it instead of just always going Lorraine or something.
Hey, nice segue. So this new card.
This card's interesting.
3-drop 2/3 ally. Gusguard Bastion is a new ally guardian human 3-drop 2/3 that has with class bonus fast activation and then also class bonus on end to prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to another target unit you control this turn. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
This was our Let's Talk About It on Patreon this week.
Last
week. Last week?
This week.
This week?
Must be this week. Tomorrow.
Wait. Have we not recorded content about this card?
No, not yet.
I
guarantee
vividly remember talking about this card.
Well, just look at the content notes. I'm pretty sure you put in there for this week.
Oh, that's why. That's why I made notes to talk about this card on Patreon this week.
So I won't cover this too much.
Okay, yeah.
But I will say, if you watched my deck profile for Wind Allies I took to Ascent London, which is literally 3-drop 2/3 allies.
Yeah.
One of the best cards in that entire deck that I talked about so much was
Longtail Grove Sword.
And hey, I got another one.
Yeah.
I just have to be Tony.
Guardian bonus.
Yeah. That
or
one
CL.
Or CL.
Or CL. And CL has some Wind Ally support.
Or Nico.
No. Yes.
What? She's Guardian.
Yes. Technically, yes.
So this is going to be, I think, a sick card. Because honestly, this makes me... One of the most awkward things about playing the ally deck was trying to figure out what prevention cards I should run. And having a card that it is an ally that gives me a prevention is pretty sick too. And and you'd have to play a little differently because holding up 4 cards might be telegraphing that you have something in hand in a Wind Allies deck. But I think it's really cool. And I think you take it straight from a little bit maybe away from mid range to maybe a little bit more into or what did I say? Mid range. Little more less aggro.
From aggro into more mid range.
Yeah. Yep. And which is cool because like one of the best cards I feel like in like Tunoris is Academy Guide.
Yeah.
And so now you can do Academy Guide into flash it in, Expeditious Opening, and then go to level 1, get some taunt. Maybe if they try to kill on that turn, you can flash this in, and if not, then it lasts one more turn, and you can flash this in.
Dude,
give it 5 life.
I have to build another CL deck now because.
He has the other. CL has also a taunt card, but CL's good with this.
It definitely works better in Tony, but Academy Guide and this and Recruitment Officer, right? Like being able to Expeditious Opening Recruitment Officer in the end step to get the Foster, really good.
And
now if you just play it on your turn and then hold this up, you can stop the damage that might go into Recruitment Officer for Foster. Yeah, okay.
It's pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's surprising. Again, just going back to like what I was saying before, like the more I look at these cards, the more time passes and I like think about these more in depth, the more I'm actually like really happy with them. I definitely just dismissed a lot of them.
They weren't the most exciting when you saw them, but as you start thinking about how you could build decks just slightly differently than you could in the past, they definitely stepped up.
Well, it's cool because I think that there's like, these aren't just, I think a lot of the design about a lot of these cards aren't just, here's a new card to put as a 3 of in this old existing deck to make it slightly different. It's more of a, hey, this card allows you to build different types of decks. And that's like what's really neat. That's what's like really getting to me and like making me actually really appreciate AMBa Alter.
No, same here. I'm really excited. This card still seems maybe a little lackluster. I'll of course mess with it. Of course, and see if I can make anything happen. You had to play Tamer.
It's so funny because every single time a new set gets spoiled, and I am this way with every card game that I've played in the past. I like try to break every card in that set. You know, like I'm like, these cards were given to us for a purpose. You know, like I have to, like, there's a reason this card exists. I have to figure it out. And then like, you know, I'll look at an old set and be like, oh, these 14 cards from this 180 card set were like actually good, you know, like meta relevant, I should say. And so, you know, like I always do that, like with this set too. I'm looking at them and I'm like expecting every single one of these should be good. You know, like there's a reason for every single one of these, but like realistically,
why would they erase the card slot in AMBa into an alter set to put a card that wouldn't be super
right? But I mean, like think of like MRC Alter, right? Like name 3 cards from MRC Alter.
Guarantee you I cannot. Okay, wait. Hold up. The bullet.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The
punishing cartridge.
The no. Is that AMBa Alter?
Oh yeah, that's MRC Alter.
Or MRC Alter. I was talking about the bullet that you put on the board and
focusing round. That's ALC Alter.
That's ALC Alter.
Yes.
All right.
I knew you wouldn't be able to
MRC
do this.
Alter. No. I'm getting 1. Vanitas level 3.
ALC Alter.
That's ALC Alter. Shoot. Is Silver Slime?
Baby Silver Slime is MRC Alter. Yep, good job.
Okay.
2 more.
Gosh, that's hard.
There is one that is genuinely a huge part of the meta in one deck, but there's one MRC Alter card that went into every copy or every deck of this meta deck.
Is the deck Wind Wake Up?
The deck is what you hate the most.
Oh, it's Tristan.
Yeah. MRC Alter gave us a card that immediately slotted into that deck.
Wow, I don't know.
Korhazi Lookout.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because they replaced that,
But so I mean, like, if you think about MRC Alter, for example, like if we compared this, let's compare this to MRC Alter and ALC Alter. ALC Alter gave us Vanitas level 3, which obviously has had a huge meta impact.
Yeah.
It's given, you know what? I'm gonna look these.
I'm looking up Mercurial Heart Alter right now.
Okay, I'll look up ALC Alter.
What card? Oh, Armed and Dangerous.
That's
Decompose. What's wrong with me? Man.
But yeah, I mean, so out of this whole set, what has actually been played in tournaments? Like what has made top 8 of an ascent?
Windbless.
Windbless or a Cursed Strength has been more relevant recently. I would say that's like starting to become a meta card.
There's been some top lists that have it.
Furnace Drone is like almost there, but not really.
10 the Land.
10 the Land, yep.
And Volda.
Volda hasn't honestly really seen play.
Yeah, Vanitas. Level 3.
Sure. I've literally never had someone play a Volda against me.
They literally played against me at London 3 times in day 2, and I was like, can you stop, dude?
Okay,
like,
that's funny. I've never actually had it played against me in there.
But I think that might be it, though.
Well, Baby Silver Slime's probably been in like Fire Slimes or something, right?
Yeah, I don't count.
Maybe it hasn't gotten like an ascent top 8, but it's been
I don't think I've seen a top 8 for that.
But it's done well at regionals, and it did do. There was Fire Slimes that had a good London run. So
I know I lost to it.
5. Oh man, 5 cards out of this whole set of the new altar cards. So pull up ALC now. Yeah. I'm curious because if there's also 5-ish cards, then we should make a prediction as to what 5 cards we think will be actually meta. Because that like realistically, like, I'm not a game design expert or anything, but after playing card games for so long, like, yeah, realistically, there is literally a 0% chance to make every card from a new set actually meta playable. Like, that's just not possible. I think you looked up.
No, it broke.
Oh, yeah, you have to go clear it.
I did. I went back up to the search instead of clicking backwards. Or go back. We're good.
So here we have
blanks.
This is an example of Isaac's fantastic internet.
Yeah.
Please join our Patreon so we can eventually get better internet.
Accompanying guard.
Yeah, not that one. Carter's old. Automaton guard. That was one.
Not bombastic. Focusing around did see some.
Some. Yeah.
Not
Frozen Dismissal.
Frozen Dismissal.
Horde counter for sure.
Horde counter definitely has.
Nico level 1.
Vanny level 1. Or level 3.
Vanny level 3.
Temptations.
Kind of Temptations, but honestly, not until recently.
Cosmic Bolt.
No. Kind of Slash and Burn. So like.
So 1 Vanny for sure.
Yeah.
Nico level 1 did at one point.
Horde
counter for sure.
Frozen Dismissal for sure. And Automaton guard for sure. Those 5 definitely saw play.
I'm going to split Nico and Focusing Around as a half each.
Yeah, and there's some honorable mentions.
Was Dawn... Oh, this Dawn's reversal.
Yeah, not really.
I played Galestream Insight.
Yeah. Yes, you did, buddy. But there are a couple honorable mentions, but about 5 like real meta cards from this one as well. So yeah, let's go back to the new set, AMBa Altar.
Yeah.
So what 5 cards do we think will actually see
Blinding
play
Lapse.
in decks? Blinding Lapse. Yeah,
I feel
agreed.
Like 100%. So 1.
I could see Floodward Sergeant being an honorable mention card. Like, I don't know if it'll actually see competitive play, but
I'm curious about Galvanizing Gale. A mage aggro deck.
Remember the Windry that I built a long time ago? Yeah.
You'd have to empower. Here's my issue. We have so many empower cards. We don't have that many cards that actually empower. That are generic,
to get the empowerment.
To empower your spells. I think we have and there are a couple. Of course, there's the Mnemonic Charm. There's Heightened Spellcraft. Fractal Mana. I think those are the norm ones. There's several cards that do still empower, but they're bad. So I don't count those. There's ones that do it like from your grave, a couple of them that do that. So I don't count those because they haven't seen play. But I don't know. Maybe you play them if it's so good with this card. But so there's that. But I think Blinding Lapse, maybe Bastion.
I could see it.
So we currently have honorable mentions, Sergeant and Bastion.
Yeah, and then for sure Blinding Lapse. And I think Unerring Aim is actually going to be crazy.
What?
This is it's right here. Oh, it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Ranger Sadie-esque card.
Okay.
This card is very interesting.
Yeah.
There's potential for it in Wind Wake Up. We've already had, Distant being an important part of Wind Wake Up. And potentially just also like Wind Diana decks and such.
Way worse than Sadie.
Oh, it is way worse than Sadie for sure.
Costs 2 less if it's distant.
Also, it's class bonus.
Yes.
So Sadie is amazing because you can do it on turn 1. You know what? I'm changing my mind. That's probably an honorable mention. Banquet, I think is going to be one of them.
I would love to say Banquet. We just haven't seen that much Terra. So this would have to... People would have to build and effectively pilot a new Terra deck.
I think that this card is strong enough to facilitate that.
Okay, cool.
I think that this card alone can help Terra do Terra things. I think that card is unreal.
Such a 2. I think Torching Reach.
Yes, I agree.
And we probably should say Scarlet Tassel because Jin did see play already without it. And so this might just push it into that.
Yep, I agree.
So we have currently Blinding, Aim.
No, we're not counting.
Oh, no, okay.
No.
Blinding, Banquet, Torching, and Scarlet Tassel.
And Restoring Embers.
Oh, Restoring Embers.
I think...
So those are 5.
Yeah, yep.
Do we want to change any of them?
The tricky thing is that I think there's a lot of these that are very interesting and could be very strong. But that's how most new cards feel, right? Like, you can always see the potential with stuff.
Until the end of turn, whenever a card from the turn player's memory is put into their hand, that player puts a top card of their deck into their graveyard. So you do this to make your opponent potentially 6 or 7.
Yep.
And you have to do it in their recollection. And you are minus a card no matter what to do so.
You're minus a card. So.
Is there... It's a wind card. Never mind.
They keep trying to give us Assassin mill out.
Until the end of turn.
Yes.
Whenever a card from the turn player's memory is put into their hand.
Yes.
That player, so you can mill yourself 7 cards. Only in your opponent's recollection. Never mind.
Yeah.
You can only do it in your opponent's recollection.
Yeah.
Dang it.
This card would be crazy if it did. Yeah.
I was like, this card is broken. This is definitely my 5. okay.
No. So you can only do it in your opponent's rec. There is a combo with this.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's not good. But you could do... No, never mind. No.
I just proved this.
It doesn't work.
So the combo Kevin wants to do that he sent to me is like, this is broken, is Regal. And so you would Regal your opponent and then also do this. So they would, in his head, I think, mill a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
But Regal is on your opponent's turn, so you have to do it with Grim Prestige.
Yep.
Which is on the watch list now, by the way.
It is, yeah.
And then, which I want to talk about that in a second, because a lot of people didn't understand everything that happened with that. And I think you thought that Regal put cards in the hand and then into... What did you think this did?
Okay, I thought... I'm not sure what I thought. It doesn't work.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
No matter
it's
what,
so far from working, it just doesn't
you
work.
thought that this and Grim Prestige into a Regal would work.
Yeah.
It does not.
I don't know if there's a way to break this card.
Yeah.
And so...
Because here's the thing. So one of the reasons why I think this card is not as bad for milling your opponent out as we've seen in the past is because there's a guaranteed turn where you could do it.
Yeah.
Essentially, like you go, oh, they have a lot of cards in memory. I'm going to cast this. And I don't have to have a prep counter, and I don't have to like do anything special. I don't have to wait. Like
you don't have to be a level 3 exalted or something like that.
It's just in their opponent's my opponent's it's their recollection. I'm going to do this before they pick up their cards.
Yeah. It's not. This card is not going to see immediate play.
Yeah.
I would almost guarantee that. If I'm picking cards that are going to be meta impactful, this card is at the bottom of the list because there's not a lot of good mill cards still in Grand Archive. Like if you think about Magic the Gathering, its card pool is so massive. You have a plethora of mill cards to pick, and you can make your deck 50 mill cards out of the 60 cards if you wanted to. Not that it has to be, obviously, but this is a decent mill card for the reasons that you just said. You can do it on Spirit if you wanted to, right? Like you can literally just immediately mill your opponent like 6 cards or something like that. Very plausible.
So it starts Fortuitous Wind.
That's
or
crazy.
Spirit of
Spirit of Fortuitous whatever. Wind, fire, water.
Wind, fire, water. Yeah. Fortuitous Spirit of Water, Wind. That's what it is. Fortuitous Spirit of Wind, Water, or Fire.
Yeah.
They start, then you go, yes.
Yeah.
This is the moment I've been waiting for. Million 14, like double play this or something like that.
Sure. Yeah. that is crazy. The problem is that we don't have, like, this is an okay mill card by itself, but it doesn't get paired with enough other good mill cards. We don't have a card that says prevent the next 2 damage and mill your opponent 4. You know what I mean? Like,
or a card that says every time a card enters your opponent's graveyard, do XYZ.
Yeah,
so you can combo it a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So this card is like, okay, and if a mill deck existed for Grand Archive, it would probably go into it. But a mill deck doesn't, and this card is not strong enough to make a mill deck exist in Grand Archive. Outside of like Polar Depths mill and all that kind of stuff. But you're not playing this in Polar Depths
and that's the other thing I like about it. It's not reliant on your graveyard to do so.
Yeah, no, for sure.
The other one, Delusional Vapors, or whatever it's called.
Delusional Vapors just has them mill 8 and then mill 4
for
every time they draw a card. Which, if you do it in their rec, they should mill.
You have to prepare it to get the additional effect.
Yes, yeah.
Which is also a good card because no matter what, it'll mill 8, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that has some, you have to make them draw and have other things. So I said this before. I think I said it, I can't remember what deck it was, and it came true. But there's, and again, I forget the word, that's the correct phrasing for this, but there is a maximum amount of bad cards that you can start to make to where eventually that deck becomes good.
I see what you're saying.
Like this is one of those cards, Delusional Vapor is one of those cards, the card that hits and makes them
Sudden Deluge, Regal Expedition, Water Veiled Scout, something like that. It's a stealth 1 something that you can hit them in mill 4.
There's there's going to be a eventually because they've how many cards they've printed. Eventually, there's going to be a cap at which, yeah, you can just throw all these bad cards in your deck, and eventually there'll be a deck that can utilize them well enough to mill your opponent out. Because if you have 60 cards that eventually synergize together, no matter how bad they're going to be good. Slimes, pretty much any one of those cards is trash. Now that was kind of a little bit disproven with Baby Green and Baby Gray.
Yeah.
But pretty much every other card
Gate.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But there was enough of them that when you obviously put them all together, it was a really, really good deck.
That's the thing, but they did still synergize with each other.
Yeah.
There were cards printed in
As I'm saying,
slimes.
you have to get enough synergies to make this.
It can't just be
Yeah.
delusional vapors, sink the mind. It can't be all these cards that are just like mill 4 to 8 cards.
Yeah.
It eventually has to be like if your opponent has 20 cards in their graveyard, heal 10. You know, like something like that, right? Like we need those kind of bad cards to come out and like tie it all in together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think having cards that I don't know what you just said, the heal 10 thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like cards that look at your opponent's graveyard, see if they have an obnoxious amount in there.
Yeah.
And then do something from there. And it's like, okay, to get to that obnoxious amount, I'm going to have to run these bad cards.
Yeah.
But the payoff is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the fire card that if they have 8 cards, deal 6?
Intensified Pyre.
Yeah, so Fire, Water, Nico, or Polhawk.
That's terrible.
You could do Intensified Pyre pretty much on like turn 2, maybe turn 3.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Okay. We could continue talking about these. I feel like we covered a lot of cards. We didn't have to talk about every single card. Pole Armed Steed is cool.
I love that card.
I am thinking about building I already built a Dragon's Dawn Djinn list that we might have gameplay in a deck profile for. We haven't tested it yet. We got to test it before we throw it up on the channel because in theory it looks cool. I don't think it's that strong though. But I like the idea of Polearm Seed being able to bring out an impactful materialization like that early-ish in the game, or if not, if you draw this late, you could still use it to bring out Hwaji, because obviously that's also really good. So
this is also interesting because now that you have stuff that deals with like sacrifice your own regalia and do something, it can become like a 2-card combo to like this technically plus Return to Archive, right, is a net even at the very worst,
right?
But you get a weapon to do something with. And some of those weapons have
and
effects.
Return is only a 2 cost. So you can have 7 cards in hand, play Pole Armed Steed, and then return. And you get a 1/3 animal on board, horse, which can be very relevant. And you got to swing with your champion because you brought out a polearm, which almost all of them have 2 durability or more.
You're gonna be Djinn.
So you'll get the attack bonus on this. So
it's a 2/3.
I mean, Polearm Steed plus return is like get a 1/3 on board, deal 3 damage, and go net even.
Yeah,
and
recover 2.
And recover 2. Ooh, I forgot about that. Ooh, I forgot about that.
So it's not bad.
So it's not bad. The only unfortunate thing is that there's no other like payoff for return in that deck. If Djinn had some sort of regalia that could be, well, you know what? Eventide Spear, you can do it with that.
Sure. Well, you can bring it out.
You can bring it out. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like if Djinn had some sort of other free materialization to make return a little bit more consistent, then I think you'd definitely really be cooking. But
I was looking at the polearms.
Yeah, the polearms are a little weak. Hwaji.
This is probably one of the better ones because you're just able to. Actually, this isn't bad either. Executioner Spear's not bad if you're going for like a board control situation.
The only thing I don't like about Executioner Spear is that to get 3 damage, you have to swing with your champion and then swing with the ally, right? And so like if you go Polearm Steed, you can get 2 damage if you want to go that and that, but you can't kill a lot with 2. And so to get 3 damage, you won't get the ability from Executioner Spear.
Fair enough. Yeah. They're kind
of mid. I want to make Dragon's Dawn work, but I am not hopeful in my version 1 build so far.
This is also kind of interesting with the horse. Yeah. You can personally bring it out.
The unfortunate thing is that the horse is not a wind element ally, so it's going to be hard to like trigger with Sundering.
I was mainly thinking about you just get the fact that you get to prevent 1 damage, and then you can bring it out with another. If you have a horse later on, you can bring this out again. Like you get to swing with it once, pump the horse, so the horse becomes a 2/3. You get to swing once, so you're doing 3 damage. And then, so the horse is technically, maybe 4 damage. Maybe 4. And then you can prevent to save something if you want to.
Yeah, if it stopped like 2 damage.
Like an Academy guide.
If it stopped 2 damage, I'd be more interested in it. Yeah.
I feel like if the thing stopped 2 damage, we'd already have seen play with this.
I don't know.
With just that, like an ally deck, I think.
I'm not sure.
Because then it's hello, dog. I don't think it's that bad if it prevented 2. Or I think it'd be pretty good if it prevented 2.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah.
There's plenty to talk about.
Going back to, though,
yes.
the ban and restriction list.
Yes, yeah.
So a lot of people were confused on this. I don't know if we've clarified there or if people anywhere else clarified, but something everyone was like, why there's so many cards on the Category 1 watch list. Watch list, for those who don't know, who I know some people are still confused about it, which is this watch list means these are cards that they are looking at to think of, like, might cause problems in the meta.
Well, I always forget what Category 1 and Category 3 mean in my head. So when I saw the announcement at London, I thought all of those cards just got banned.
Instantly banned.
For a second. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. So Category 1's the bottom. It's not like DEF CON 1. It's like it's the starting. Maybe they make a Category 4. I think that's why they did it. Like if they wanted to add a category, they could.
Okay.
And push all that to actual ban or something like that, and like whatever. But it's Category 1 through 3. 3 being the most extreme, it's completely banned. 1 is they're just looking at them. And now what they decided to do was before 1 was used as a category to say like these are cards we're looking at and have a high chance to get to move to level 2 and maybe eventually be banned. And which left people a little more annoyed because they're like, well, there's other cards I think you should be looking at that aren't
there
on
were
the watch
not that
list.
many Category 1 cards before. Yeah.
They revamped the Category 1 to basically mean these are all cards that could possibly be considered. Like we understand that there's some strength to some of these cards, maybe too powerful, maybe being used in the way that we don't want them to be used.
Yeah, just toxic in general or something. Yeah.
And so it's a way more like lax Category 1. Category 2 is still the same. Category 3 is still the same. If you see something move to Category 2, it's probably going to get banned very soon.
Yeah.
But Category 1 is just a little more loose. Doesn't mean these cards are definitely going to move to Category 2 at all. It just means we understand there's some strength to these, and we are being careful of that strength.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to see Ranger Strides on there.
Yeah.
Literally the first event, Boston, where we had Ranger Strides and all that, and Ryle Ibis. One of the devs came up to me and said, what card do you think should be banned after this event? Because I'm just curious. And I'm guaranteed everyone else said Ryle. I said, I understand Ryle is probably going to be on there, so I'm not going to say that. But I think that you guys need to look at is Ranger Strides. It was the number 1 card. Main deck Dan can confirm this. He was standing right next to me when I said, that is a 1 cost, replace itself, no matter what. So almost like 0 cost.
Yeah.
Deal 4 damage, maybe more in some decks.
Yeah.
That is insane from your chill deck.
Yeah.
That is just wild.
That has cards already printed that can like sacrifice itself to gain the effect. And stuff. Cheshire Cat. Yeah.
Cheshire Cat, or can bring it out, Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Like is just a wild card to print. Like with no class bonus whatsoever. I get if you want a Ranger just to give them a little extra oomph. Like you just want, hey, like even if it was like reveal a Ranger champion and a Ranger weapon from your Material deck. That way you have to run those 2 cards in an aggro deck. Like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to run these 2 cards because it's still really strong in that deck. But I'm definitely going to go level 1 Diana or something like that. Or maybe Polhawk. But that was the first card I said to be on that, and I got a weird look from that. But I'm glad to see it's finally on the watch list because that card, while it's good, and I think it's fun because you get to do some stupid aggro stuff. And in Water Astra, especially like level 3 Astra, it was really cool to use that to make my champion get to glimpse more, and hit more, and do other effects thereafter. But it is definitely too strong of a card, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
wasn't Steering Fumes on that list?
I can't remember.
I have to look this up.
One that I was really glad to see being looked at Weebs. And again, I think that maybe something that's like happened here, this is pure speculation, is these were cards that like Weebs kind of had on a short list already to like go on Cat 1, but just like didn't want to put that many cards on that, if that makes sense. Like I feel like what was happening was they wanted to keep Cat 1 small because they didn't want a large amount of cards that people had to be worried about getting banned.
Yes.
And so what happened was the really problematic ones would go on to Cat 1. And then they had this kind of like secret list that they had of cards that they were paying attention to but didn't want to quite put on Cat 1 yet. Again, this is all speculation. And I feel like that secret list is just now in Cat 1. And it's just like basically a little bit more transparent, because the fact that a card like Baby Green was not on Cat 1 is honestly wild if you think about it, because what Baby Green represents is one of the only ways to get around Spell Shroud for Regalia and like a bunch of others. Like Baby Green can interact with so many more cards and completely shut down strategies for a multiple array of decks. Like I built Jin a lot. I've played Jin a lot. I was really happy to get a Norm card that gives Spell Shroud to Regalia. I was like, cool. Now I actually have like Spurn to Ash and Reduce to Ash and Fracturize protection. Guess what? I still don't have protection against? Baby Green. Now that's not true because of Tassel, but you get my drift. Like you either had to start giving everything Omni Shroud to give protection from Baby Green, or like know that every time you give something Spell Shroud, it was still weak to any Baby Green format. And so like I'm really glad to see that kind of card on this list.
So going off of that,
yeah,
which cards do you think are on this list and would have been on the old Cat 1 list? And which ones do you think would not be on the new, like not be on the old Cat 1 list?
I think Tidestone Bovine would not.
Okay. Yep. So because this was on it before, right? It's been on there forever, I feel like.
Yeah.
I think Tidestone Bovine would be on there, or would not be on there as well.
Yeah.
I could see Grim Prestige being on there.
I think it is something that should be, because again it's just like Baby Green prohibits game design, because giving something Spell Shroud does not protect it as much if you have Baby Green as a meta relevant card.
Yeah.
And frankly, Baby Green's been a meta relevant card more metas than not since it's come out. And so like this impacts game design, and this also impacts game design, because the fact that Grim Pastiche does not have to target a specific class or it kind of has to do element, because you have to be able to activate element, but you could do like fire or something. Still, the fact that Grim Pastiche does not have many restrictions on it does just mean like that can also prohibit game design, right?
Yep.
And so I think that in case they miss something in the future, because honestly, I don't know how the heck you develop a card with the card pool that already exists. Like, frankly, Magic game designers like MTG, hats off to you. The fact that they're not constantly breaking their game is unreal because of how big their card pool is.
Yes, but they also have rotation, don't they?
Well, no, there's so many formats that don't have rotation.
Yeah.
Think about Commander, right? Like, I don't know. Props to those guys.
Sure.
And granted, MTG is a huge company. They have teams of people that work on this. But like, still, just that seems like a hard feat to do.
So yes, no, yes. I think yes as well. The only reason why I say yes is because this is one of those cards that you just go, okay, I'm going to turbo level like Sirio does. Yeah. And then I don't have to worry about my influence at all, because I'm going to draw 2 cards a turn for my next like 4 turns. Yeah. That in and of itself, I feel like is going to hurt your game design and make it harder to develop at least counters to like Sirio.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it more awkward. But I think it would be on it, but I don't know if it would ever move up necessarily. It's like where Dream Fairy's been for the past year or something like that.
Gotcha.
Topsy, I think yes, because I think this is a card that they are worried about in terms of just player feel.
Sure.
Not because it's too inherently
Topsy
strong.
can definitely be a frustrating card to play against.
Yes.
I don't think it's broken.
Yes.
It is very good, and I think it's a healthy card to exist.
Yep. I think this would have been needed for a while now. It's how I put it.
Yeah.
And that's why it feels bad, because we haven't had to deal with that in the past.
Yeah.
I 100% think this should be on here.
You went on that rant. I went on this rant.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I want to talk about Alcahas.
That's definitely the weirdest one.
I think it's the weirdest one, but remember why they put Mir on here? They were worried it gave...
Dude, I forgot Mir was cat too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were worried that Mir gave people too easy of an out to destroy Regalia, right?
Which is still a weird
like
reason.
Like a level 1 deck. because all you had to do was go level 1, and it had an additional effect. Now, Outcast, definitely harder to reach that area.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be on the new list or the old list as well. I think this is kind of like one of those, like, just in case. But, you know, they're just prepping for when Alan gets a level 3. And he'll have always a level 4 bonus. And it's like, okay, Alan always having level 4 plus is going to be a problem, right? That's obviously what this means.
Yeah, for sure.
No, honestly, I think it maybe it's probably in there for Merlin.
Okay.
Merlin, if they want to print strong regalia, and Merlin just goes, cool, I'm just gonna go to level 3, literally get my 4th counter, go to level 4 instantly. Then I just bring this out, and it seems like they kind of want to build strong synergies with.
Well, honestly,
Regalia.
what makes sense to me is that it goes on this watch list because Wind Arasana has been playing it. And Wind is a element that doesn't really have a way to permanently deal with the Regalia. They have Zephyrs, Baby Greens, all this kind of stuff, right? Like, they have this, like, temporarily deal with this. But
this is one of my favorite cards, so I hope it doesn't get banned also, by the way.
Wind Arasana has a really, really big problem with Infernal Vessel because it runs so many... like recover 2, recover 3 kind of things, recover 1 from the herbs, like it all of this stuff that Infernal Vessel just completely shuts out. And then they also have the herb tokens. So, the herb level tokens. And so it's very easy for them to pop Alcahest because they get to level 3 and they just go, okay, I'll sacrifice one of my 8 tokens, whatever, that I already want to do to get my Polaris counter and then pop Alcahest. So honestly, I kind of feel like it's honestly because it's been seen play in there.
I will say that. I agree with that, but I also just played against a Wind Ari that I brought out Sensor against, and they needed to they had Alcahest, they wanted to bring it out, but they never hit a level herb the entire time.
It's crazy.
And they were trying to blow up my Sensor so they could do 3 visits.
Yeah.
That was the only way they could glimpse at that time. It worked out in my favor.
But like, so Alcahest makes sense to me because of that, but like, it's kind of weird that Mirror's on there because like I literally almost cut Mirror for London.
It was on there because of Fractals originally.
But Fractals has Fracturize. Like it is a water card. Yeah. So if Mirror was generic, it would make more sense to me. But like I almost cut Mirror when I ran it at London because I have Fracturize. I have unstable Fractals.
Probably can move down, but it's. I mean, they also know the sets after this.
Yeah.
And maybe we get like 2 more Fractals in RDO, and they're like, all right, then I need to get banned because people are going to start playing Fractals again and that kind of stuff.
Sure. So, and the last one.
Unmake Duality. What do you think? On the old list or new list?
Or
would have been on the old list.
I do not think if they continued to treat the ban list how they used to treat it, I do not think that we would have saw this get added at London.
Okay.
So the only card that I would have like not been super surprised to see would have been Topsy and Baby Green.
Yeah.
Kind of Grim Pastiche and Reliquary as well.
Baby Green not on here at all?
And I don't think Baby Green was on here. Scroll up a little bit. You can see what they add.
Oh, true.
They usually this is one of the nice things about GA is they usually give a like description or a reason why.
So Grim, Incandescent. Oh yeah, Baby Green. The on-enter ability of this card is extremely effective when being used to interact with certain strategies compared to others. In addition, usually strong interaction cards are complemented with an opportunity cost of it being not useful all the time. However, because the wind element draw engine is based on reusing an on-enter effect, the opportunity cost of Baby Green is very low.
I mean, we literally saw this on a stream match with Herman on Wind Diana versus I believe, Syria player, where Syria player showed Reclaim and had a Baby Green in hand and just did Baby Green on your gun, pass, Baby Green on your gun, pass.
No offense to Herman, that might have been a little bit of misplay.
Oh, I don't know.
You brought.
Oh, I remember. Yeah. You brought the weapon out too early.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine doing something like that. Like, how could you play on stream and forget a detail like that?
Yeah, this guy missed lethal. So
I literally missed lethal. That was so. I couldn't shoot.
Anyway. While we're guessing all that, because we didn't read these at all, I didn't read these. The reason why we're adding Alcahest to Category 1 closely follows the reason we previously added Crystalline Mirror. We want to avoid putting accessible and versatile Regalia interaction in the material deck, making the interaction choices confined to the main deck is something we feel is not only healthier for the meta, but advances skill expression in construction rather than allowing too much toolboxing within the material deck.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, because otherwise the game just turns into like, I'm going to bring out my Regalia. Cool. I'm going to bring out my Regalia that blows you up. Okay. I'm going to bring out my Regalia. Cool. I'm going to bring out this Regalia that answers yours. Like, you kind of don't want there to be too many answers for Regalia in the Regalia deck because it is a guaranteed draw every single game, basically.
Yeah. I actually really like the reason for Unmake Duality to be out here. Decks that using the Looking Glass that do not utilize distortion cards are too readily able to abuse Unmake Duality, effectively invalidating the existence of Grand Crusader's Ring. We want Grand Crusader's Ring to be the standard of gaining card for no cost.
Frankly, 100% agree. I'm surprised that during card testing, this wasn't like. I figured out Unmake, not trying to take claim for this. I figured out Unmake Looking Glass in Fractals was broken. Because Fractals used to run QSG once Fractals got really popular, and early on in Fractals, it was GCR because you didn't need the QSG for the safeguard because Fractals meta wasn't existing yet. And after seeing other people also, like, it's not a hard combination to figure out. And seeing that in other decks doing well, like just going back to Fractals and being like, okay, this is a deck that usually wants to run draw Regalia and draw cards. Like,
why this date? Is there an event coming up? I don't know about.
Isn't it a monthly ban list? I feel like it's usually like a 4 to 6 weeks every ban list.
I thought it was after every major event, and I was not thinking of it.
I think it's monthly, but also after every major event. Monthly-ish.
I honestly would have been okay if they just straight up banned Unmake, because I think then we actually start saying Return to Archive again, or like not again, but we'd see more of that, because some people are like, I mean, you run one or the other basically if you're running Looking Glass, and decks that can use both utilize both, but then you just see people shift instantly to that, but then you have a more of a counter to that card, a negate to that card almost from there, because then you just run some graveyard hate.
Sure.
I like Unmake Duality. I understand that it makes Grand Crusader's Ring feel so much worse when you're going through Looking Glass, and I 100% agree that's why like it should be on here. But I also do really like the usability of having a card that allows you to get to level 3 more consistently with Unmake Duality, or I guess Fractals probably abusing a little bit more.
That was our topic on our podcast when the set released. Was look at how many like generic engines we have now that could make decks actually work now, because a lot of decks were restricted by not having good value engines, so you just couldn't really build and play with them, because trying to throw your Kong Ming deck that didn't have a good value engine against your Merlin deck that is built with value into it just felt bad, right? And so like now, like it gave everyone kind of this baseline to work with. So I like having Unmake in the format. I like that card. I mean, obviously I played it to a top 8 finish. I'm a big fan of Unmake. I do understand the Grand Crusader's Ring logic though, because frankly, since I have started using Unmake and Lost Providence, I hate the thought of putting GCR into any deck. Like GCR feels like a terrible card now, which is crazy because I'm like literally known as being the biggest GCR stan ever, you know?
I was just reading Incandescent Reliquary. They're fine with it basically being that you turbo level 3 and you bring this out. The problem is that there's like it's hard to interact with because it costs 1, which is fair. That is true. If people had more, I mean, we have like Spurn, and like you can't reduce it. There's the new Fire Exalted card I think that can deal with it. And you have Fracturize.
You know, it'd be funny.
But Fracturize gives them an influence.
If it was a 0 cost that like on enter made them banish a card from hand or memory or something like that, so you can't get like floating memory shenanigans by discarding it
as an additional cost.
As an additional cost to materialize this card. Now on enter would have been funny because then it's just like Baby Green your Reliquary.
The mandatory effect.
Yeah.
That's rude.
But then that way it's a 0 cost to still make them interactable, but still lose a resource. That'd be an interesting way to see like Regalia have a cost, but be more interactable. Like in the future. Like if that was just like a generic effect that got put on some Regalias.
I don't know. Did you read the Grim Pastiche one? Essentially, they're saying it provides too much recursion to go along with that toolbox effect. They want CL to be toolboxy, often exaggerating the benefits of certain cards when seen in multiples.
Regal. Yeah, the problem is that CL can play Regal 10 times or Few 10 times or whatever. Yeah, I want to build Grim Pastiche decks with a million different one-ofs because that is how that seems that deck should be run, especially like if you look at how other card games have done cards like that. But in reality, it does just seem like it's Grim Pastiche is just my 5th through 8th copy of this card.
Yeah.
Or these 2 cards or something. Yeah, so there's not a reasoning for Dream Fairy. So I think that means that Dream Fairy was already on this list, by the way.
I know Dream Fairy is.
Oh, okay.
The question was Baby Green.
Oh.
And it was not.
Yeah. I don't think Baby Green.
No, I knew Dream Fairy's. Dream Fairy's been on it since I feel like Houston.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I feel like it's been on there the entire time.
Yeah.
Because it does.
Yeah.
It's the same issue as Baby Green.
Yeah.
Where it can hit stuff that they didn't really want to have a ton of interaction with, and it has an ally, and it has stealth, and it's not unique, like all those things.
I can't believe that they didn't make the fairies unique.
Yeah, making the fairies unique probably would have solved a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Darn, I'm not able to do double snow fairy after that effect.
No spark, no double spark. Well, spark fairies, not that this would matter because Pantheon's a one of, but spark fairy might get better with Pantheon because you can choose the boons, I think.
Probably, but they have to flip them first, probably. They have to, use them. I would assume.
It's still a bad card. Let's be real.
You can't respond to boons. I wonder if you can still target them.
Yeah, because you can't choose a mastery. Mastery is just not on the field. Yeah, with Dream Fairy, which is unfortunate. But
these ones you are casting usually. I believe they cost a certain. They actually have a reserve cost, but I know they also don't give opportunity. But that'll be interesting. I'm excited for RDO or for Pantheon.
Pantheon's
and RDO.
Really cool.
I'm really excited for RDO, dude.
Well,
the spoilers.
Oh, RDO spoilers?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What is that card called? I'm not gonna be able to find it here quickly. But the potion I'm excited. We're gonna talk about a spoiler here. One spoiler. I don't know what this card is called. I'm sure Kane's about to look it up. But it's a 4-cost action at fast speed that can cost 2 less if you're Arasana. And it says rest target potion rest target potion. Until the end of turn, it becomes or not until the end of turn, just in general, it becomes an ally with reserve cost equal to, oh my gosh, I can't say any of this correctly. It can cost 2, it rests the potion, it makes that potion an ally, that ally has health and power equal to its reserve cost, there. And then it's on sacrifice becomes its on death. Let's see how well I did with that. This is Potion Infusion Animate. 4-cost, fast, norm, action, cleric spell. Arasana bonus, this card costs 2 less. Rest target non-regalia potion. If you do, it becomes an ally in addition to its other types with base power and life equal to its reserve cost. Each of its activated abilities becomes an on-death trigger ability. Permanently.
Yeah.
This effect lasts indefinitely. It doesn't say until end of turn. This is sick because
it's such a cool card.
It is a very, very cool card. I'm going to go back to the cards here and we're going to look at some potions.
I think, honestly, this might be the most fun card I've ever seen Grand Archive spoil. Yeah.
Because we do have very few cards that turn stuff into other stuff.
Yeah.
And we have very, very few cards.
Like Fractal Creation. No, wait.
That becomes
Clockwork Amalgam.
Clockwork Amalgam becomes something else, which I love that card.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things they should become. It's ally or weapon, I believe, only. And then we also have a Terra card that a Fantasia becomes an ally.
Oh, yeah.
So with reserve cost, and that's the same
Scepter.
Same stat kind of stuff where its life and power is equal to its reserve cost. This is very similar, but this is the first time we've had a norm card. You don't have to be level 3, do anything special. It's just a card from hand that interacts with something that you play and makes it an ally. I love those effects. I love turning something into an ally. So I think it's really cool. And of course, I'm going to bring up the 3 potions that are probably most important, which is explosive, not most important, because this is the high rolly, the most fun to me, which is explosion, concoction, forgetful concoction, and invigorating concoction. So these are 7-cost potions, reserve cost potions. You'll need 1 leaf and 1 herb to brew this. A leaf, there's 2 leaves, and then the herbs are all of them. So you need to get lucky on one of them, 1 and 3, and then on the other roll, if you didn't hit it, another 1 and 3. And then any other thing. So it's actually decently easy to brew these.
For brewing costs, it's one of the easiest ones.
So that's sick. And then this one is amazing because if you make it a 7/7 ally and they kill it, You're gonna deal 4 damage to the opponent and draw a card. It's so cool. Forgetful Concoction. If they killed it, it would. The issue I will say about these two, all 3 of these, is that they all come in hindered.
Yeah.
So you have to play them or brew them, let them wake up, then go to your opponent's turn probably, then activate the card we just talked about because it has to rest it in order to make it an ally.
Oh,
yes. So
I didn't notice that.
There's several turns.
So it is a time delay.
Yeah.
Yes.
For this to occur, but they are really fun. This one is banish 2 cards at random from target opponent's memory. Return those cards to their memory at the end or beginning of their next end phase. Also draw a card. Kind of mid. But slowing your opponent down might be worth it. And then this one is put 2 buff counters on target ally, draw a card.
Which is super cool.
Which is a very good one.
Especially if you're making a 7/7 and a 9/9.
Yes. I guess there's also Condensed Supernova, which is deal level damage to all non-Astra units Glimpse for, which is a sick one. I don't know how often we're actually going to be able to make that happen, but
it's also a monster to brew.
It's a monster, just like Refracted Twilight, which is 2 Silver Shine and 3 herbs. The next time you activate an ability, target potion this turn, copy that ability twice. You may choose new targets for those.
Which is pretty sick.
Yeah. So lots of cool little synergies you get in here. I'm thinking if you're going to use this, you're probably going to use it with hopefully with some 4 costs. I hope maybe with these, but I feel it's going to take too many turns. But who knows? Maybe if you're able to build a deck well enough, you go, okay, I'm going to go level 1. I'm going to brew one of these potions. I'm going to do some herb stuff. Play some allies like automatons that have one's 1/2 that has floating memory and gathers. The other one's just 2/3 that gathers. And we're just going to kind of go a little bit of beat down.
Automated Gardener and Foraging Servant.
Yes.
Yeah, and then run to draw stamina, run Invigorating Concoction. If you get a Concoction out turn 1, sweet. You won't feel that bad because I don't know what I would do if my opponent had a 7/7.
7/7.
Yeah.
That's going to buff another. I also think Essence of Blizzard is pretty sick. This is one which I always thought about if I did Water Merlin. This is like the #1 card I thought about with this card, which is deals 1 damage to target unit, and then if that unit is rested, deal 1 plus level damage to that unit instead. Until the end of turns, allies enter the field rested. This kind of part is kind of interesting.
Because they get to choose when it dies.
Yeah. So probably not happening, but you get to deal 1 damage to a target unit, maybe a little bit more if you're probably gonna be level 1 because you're probably doing that. So it's gonna be at least deal 2 damage to something. So maybe like they swing into it. It's a 4/4. They try to kill it off. They kill it off. You also kill off one of their guys. You retaliate against one, and then maybe kill another. I don't know.
It's a very cool card.
Yes.
This is the type of boss monster that I think I've been wanting to see for a while. Like being able to maybe get out of 7/7, but there's stipulations, but it's not completely jank.
Yeah.
And it's very interactable.
I think the best ones are going to be the ones that deal damage after I'm just gonna put the best ones. How about that?
So the interesting thing is it becomes an ally in addition to its other types.
Still a potion.
So it can still get fracturized.
I think it keeps these typings, but not this typing.
Are you sure it would not be an ally item?
Maybe. But it gets fracturized.
Judge.
I'm gonna say this gets replaced. Wait, what does it say?
If you do, it becomes an ally in addition to its other types.
Maybe not. Maybe it's
I feel like this is a type and this is a subtype.
But Fracturize can't target an ally.
Why not?
Because Fracturize can't target an ally.
Why not? It can target.
It can target an item, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if that's going to cause some issues. Is what I'm getting at.
Why would Fracturize not be able to target an ally?
Because inherently it does not. Fracturize does not say an ally. You can never fracturize an ally.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm...
So then it becomes it's also an invalid target, is what I'm getting at.
But why? Why would it be an invalid target? Because it still has the item.
But it also has an ally target. As I'm saying, like.
Yeah, but like Fracturize doesn't say this cannot target an ally.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if we've had a double of any major thing here. Have we ever had this double
this?
Because there's like Regalia and Token are like additional type. This is definitely typing.
We have yet to have a Regalia ally. I don't think we've had that. We've had a few Regalia that make allies.
Is
Oh wait, Majestic Spirit,
not a Regalia ally?
Oh, you need to do both.
Yeah, whatever. I'll scroll down. No, I'm going to go. No, wait. That's way too many.
Target item or weapon becomes a cleric fractal fantasia with reservable and loses all other abilities. This effect lasts indefinitely.
Abilities. Wait. Say it one more time.
Target item or weapon becomes a cleric fractal fantasia with reservable and loses all other abilities. So the on death would go away, but it's still just a 7/7 fantasia item ally with reservable.
No longer with item. That item gets removed from Fracturize, right? Does it remove the ally? I don't know. Does it become still an item?
No,
it becomes a fantasia
because
it loses
right,
item.
because if you go to like it
loses item for sure. So it probably would lose ally.
Yeah. So if it loses ally, it's just a
I'm sorry. What's the card called again? I'm gonna see if there's a judge ruling already for this one.
Sure.
We're doing this live, everybody. Well, live as in a couple days later for you guys, but live for me.
Potion infusion animate. I'm sure you can just search out animate. Yeah, that's definitely a weird one because like the whole point of Fracturize if you go to Fracturize or if you go to reduce a lantern and you Fracturize it in response before reduce resolves, it doesn't find the item subtyping anymore, and so reduce fizzles, and that's a way to like protect your lantern, your nullifying lantern. So yeah, I would assume that it would stop it from seeing that's an ally, and so it would just become a fractal.
I'm gonna be real bummed if I can't if my stupid dude gets fracturized.
If your 7/7 potion gets fracturized. Yeah, a 7/7 ally dying to fracturize feels awful.
I'm not saying Discord has a little bit of spell checking, and so it keeps thinking I'm trying to type, or I typed in animate, and it's like it will not look up animate. It refuses to look up animate. It only looks up anime and animal. It doesn't think I'm saying animate, mostly because I don't think anyone's talking about it right now. Well, this is the most boring part of the podcast.
You'll probably have to edit this a little bit.
I'm gonna put in the right here will be the answer.
Okay.
If I get an answer to it,
which we unfortunately can't read out loud because we don't know the answer live.
Yeah. Well, so if it's at the end, you know, how about this? If I get an answer by the end, I'll answer that. If not, I'll pin it in the comments.
There we go.
There we go.
I mean, the fact that we have a Regalia ally, we have item weapons.
No, it definitely can be both, I think.
Yeah.
It feels real bad they can get fracturized.
The fact that they can get fracturized is pretty rough. Yeah. The good thing is that
Go ahead.
The good thing is that a lot of like Regalia or like a lot of things that blow up items will refer to a memory or reserve cost. And so if your reserve cost is 7, not that many things can hit it. I think your biggest issue would be fracturize.
Yeah.
And baby green.
And baby green and reduce is pretty good.
Well, no, reduce can't hit it.
That's only on the 7. I'm talking about like all
for the smaller ones. Yeah.
Because I think some of the better ones that you can actually do would be like Potion of Healing, because like it dies, you recover 5.
And it's just 2 herbs to brew.
Yeah.
Very easy.
That one's pretty cool. Tonic for Remembrance is kind of a funny one because you just pick up 3 cards from your memory.
It'd be like most likely on your opponent's turn.
Any of the 7 ones are good because you get to draw. Put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck and draw that many cards.
I could see Potion of Healing being very good in that because it's norm and it can be brewed with any toke or herbs. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good.
This one's kind of funny. It loses the sacrifice effect, the activate abilities,
or it becomes an on death instead.
It's a replacement.
You can't choose to sacrifice it. I don't believe.
Okay. I don't know. That's interesting. Anyway, I want to make 7/7 potions that are dudes.
Wait, hold up. Each of its activated ability becomes an on-death triggered ability. That's a replacement, right? It becomes an on-death. Yeah.
I feel like if otherwise it would say gains
an on-death.
Its activated abilities also become its on-death effects or something like that.
Yeah.
Which it's it would not be that, because then you would sacrifice it. I think if it's an ally, it's also getting that, so it'd like double up.
It would
on
double
effects.
up,
So,
yeah, which would be broken.
Yeah, that'd be
right?
really broken.
Dude, potion of healing at heal 10.
You cover 10 or potion of explosive concoction, just deal 8 damage, draw 2 cards.
So gross.
It's a 7/7 that deals 8 when it dies and draws you 2 cards. I don't know, just a little something.
15 damage right there.
I don't play test. I don't know. I was just thinking maybe we could do this card. It's just a little something out of. Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Deal 3 damage to target champion. That was also pretty cool. Oh, that leveled up this turn. Never mind, that's bad. I'm excited for that card. There's another card. I don't know what it was. I think it was pretty cool too. I don't really care. This podcast has probably gone on long enough with us rambling, so I apologize in advance. I did not get an answer to the question, so I will not be saying the answer to the question here. But I think that's it. Next week will be a little bit more data on Mortal Ambitions Alter.
Yeah, we'll be able to cover our Michigan Regionals events.
Our Michigan Regional will be happening. Definitely check that out. Thanks, Sweet, for the short response to this video.
Oh, important announcement. So,
yeah,
Core TCG has RDO up.
Oh,
and obviously, RDO is bringing a lot of really cool things. Yeah. And
my throat, sorry.
One of those things that the boxes are bigger. You pull more cards from those boxes, including SRs and URs and such.
Bigger, better, more expensive.
And they are more expensive.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to let everyone know is that, you know, as a attempt to help with that expensive cost of RDO boxes, Core TCG does have their buy list up now. They were working on it for a while, but the GA buy list is up and running for Core. And something that you can do is you can buy list some of your old cards that you're not using anymore, get some store credit, use that store credit towards RDO boxes, and you can also use True 10 for sealed RDO boxes as well, which is going to massively reduce the price. Well, not reduce, but you'll get the rebate back.
Yeah.
So you can send in your buy list cards, get free store credit, use that store credit with the True 10 code to get some RDO boxes either for free with store credit or at a reduced cost, and then get rebates on it and use that to keep buying RDO. And so hopefully that can help with an option to not just have to buy RDO at full MSRP cash out of pocket. So yeah, that's a big thing that's going now. I've used their buy list before. It's pretty good. I literally sold off almost my entire collection outside of my high rarity stuff that I keep for a few decks and a full set of cards to continue with competitive play. But I had like tens of thousands of foils and like a bunch of, just bookshelves of cards for GA. And I sent off all those to Core and really happy with it.
Yeah, nice. Will they have the Rico decks?
They will have Rico decks as well. I know for a fact RDO is up now. I don't know if Rico decks are on their site now. I didn't check before the podcast. Also, unfortunately, international people cannot get RDO sealed pre-orders. That is a U.S. product only. But singles will be available on the website as well. So again, if you don't like ripping up sealed product, you could buy list in a bunch of your stuff that you're not using anymore. Frankly, some GA cards are very hard to sell. And so the cards that have been sitting in your binder for more than a year, ship those off, get some credit, use code TRUE10 to get a massive discount on RDO, whether that's singles or sealed. So yeah, good option.
Yeah.
It's where we'll be getting our boxes.
Yep, for sure. That's it for this podcast.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us on the Team True podcast. I've been Isaac. This has been Caven. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.